Perfume are one of the most legendary names in Japanese music, and they have a brand new song, and I'm really excited about this because it means they haven't had a music video out in a fair while. It's been a few months since the last one, so I have the proper big headphones ready. I'm not using the little headphones today. Ugh. Yes, we're going to listen to this, and I am really looking forward to it. Now, of course, as I say, Perfume are legendary in the Japanese music space, and their work with producer Nakata Yasutaka, who I don't know, but I'm assuming is working on this song as well, has always given them a quirky sound. They've been through many phases, but they are just kind of like a reliable deliverer of fun, upbeat pop, usually with like a dancey vibe, a little bit of soundscaping, and of course we all know them for, well, they're very well known for their stage shows as well, and there's usually a very considerable visual element to the things that they do. Now, this particular song, I have no idea what that first kanji is in the name, so it's something loop. So I went and translated it, and it basically came out as Jun loop, or circulation loop, or circle loop. You know, I think of circle, I think of the kanji N, for anyone who doesn't know, like circle, yen, that one. So I don't know, but this is an interesting name. It kind of gives me a feeling, you know, they have song titles like this sometimes about like loops and repeating and various things like that. So I'm kind of interested to see where this goes. I've got my big headphones on. Oh yeah, here we go. We're gonna... This premiered about half an hour ago, and someone from my Discord community notified me and said, "Howard, this is coming out." I was like, "Really?" So I rushed home, but I just missed the premiere. But it gave me time to set up the good headphones. By the way, oh yeah, if you want to, like, our Discord community is linked down below, and we got people who are into all different types of music, from rock to pop to you name it, we got them. So please do join that. We want to get some more blood into it. It's been a community that's been going for years now, so I really hope that if you want to like chat with other people about Japanese music and really expand your horizons and share the things you love, that's a great place to do it. Anyway, we're going to jump in with something that I think most people who love Japanese music love, which is new Perfume. Let's go. All right. Well, like in that 80s vibe. It's got such an old school ballad feel straight off the bat. That bass sound as well. Oh yes, it's a follow-on from the last video, isn't it? What's going on? Visuals are so disconnected from the audio. I love the juxtaposition, but it has all got a little bit of an 80s feel, which matches with the quirky sci-fi. Oh, and the dance fighting. The dance fighting. That's a nice chorus though, nice melodic chorus. I love the syllable placement there as well in the verses. Those little bursts of syllables. It's a lovely melody with a good bit of rhythm to it. I can't make sense of it, but I'm loving the video. If you've got any fan theories for the video, let me know in the comments. Yo, the direction's pretty solid though, isn't it? I'm liking that kind of old school melodic guitar solo that's more that you can kind of like air guitar to it than anything else. They were fighting for the right to be uploaded to the internet. I feel like I should know who this woman is. Oh, that kick drum and that synth string sound reminds me of like an old Queen ballad or something. Oh, I love the choice of sounds on this. And the melody. This is a really good pop song, but apart from being a really good pop song as well, just the little nuances to the sound are amazing. Okay, what's this? What's this? What's this? Yeah? That's... Nebula something too. Yeah, sorry, I know that there's some continuity between this and the last video. That is a very cool little reference. Having them go back to their childhood. See, even without being able to put the narrative together in my head right now, I'm still thinking that's really cool. Did the last video show? They had some video at some point recently that showed them or alluded to them as kids, right? Was that the last one? I think I'm gonna have to go back and watch the last video again. You know, bad on me. I haven't watched the last video for a while, but I remember that was a really cool video. That was one where they were kind of like doing the Blade Runner style fighting with their guns through the streets and everything. But that did have like a curious, it was either that one. They had some video in the last couple of years. I think it might have been the last one where it hinted to them being young and being sort of school age. And oh, maybe, am I getting confused with something else? Guys, let me know. If you've got any fan theories, let me know in the comments. If everyone knows what this is about, let me know in the comments. But I really like the video. Again, I said Perfume have a very heavily visual aspect to everything they do. And that absolutely came across here as well. This video, I mean... Well, actually, do you know what? Let's talk about the song a bit first of all, because I'm like, I'm just like so caught up on just how quirky and like sci-fi this is that I'm almost forgetting to talk about the actual song itself. The song, as I mentioned though, at the end there, it has two major things going for it. Now, obviously, in concept, this is a song which is, it's a simple, sort of spacey sounding, mid-tempo, kind of ballad-esque pop song. It's something you sing along to. It kind of takes you off into a different, sort of soundscape, takes you off into its own little place. So really the two things it has to do is be melodically memorable so you can enjoy it as a tune and you can sing along. And also it needs to have a sound that is kind of evocative and kind of takes you away. It has like an escapist quality. Outside of just the music video. And yeah, the soundscaping work I really liked. It actually reminded me, in some ways it had that old school vibe that reminded me of things like an old Queen ballad with when they had the very early synths and they were using them really beautifully amongst their musicianship. Also reminded me a little bit of some of the work that, obviously maybe not so much in the singles, but the work that you'd hear on like Gorillaz in their albums as well. So looking at a lot of Western artists here, but that kind of feeling of that and, sort of evocative, a little bit of city pop and things like this as well, in that it was these kind of old school, slightly more simple sounding synthesizers and electric drums and everything, but the way they were used with this big reverb sound and the way they were layered together, so you got the slightly harsher sounds of the electric drums with those slightly more spaced out, reverby, echoey kind of very electronic sounding strings, violin effects. They were beautiful. There was this sort of beautiful contrast of very spaced out sounds and very kind of clear but almost innocent sounding old school electric drums. You put it all together and the song just had this very nice, rounded but innocent, old school, nostalgic feeling to it. And then of course you put that together with the fact that Perfume are really good at doing these gentle but very gentle lyrical deliveries that still make you want to sing along because again they got this beautiful, gentle, nostalgic feeling. The melody in this was beautiful. As I pointed out, one of the things that often gets overlooked here is that a lot of this comes down to syllable placement. So you can just sing a melody that has an interesting tune. But that kind of gets boring quickly if you're always dropping syllables on the beat every time. But when you got something like this, where it's like you're doing a few little little syllables and giving a space and then building it up a little bit more. You know, you do something like that, and just by syllable placement, it adds a whole nother layer to the melody. And this is something that's often overlooked when it comes to melody writing. And this is what this does so well. There's a lot of these really interesting timings on the lyrics. So if we listen a little bit. So that's very much on the beat. So the verse already has this interesting rhythm to it. Even that da, 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 you know, sort of like changing it up in the last line there. There's these interesting little rhythmic bits, but intriguingly on top of that, when we get to the guitar solo in the bridge, which is a simple way of doing a bridge, have a guitar solo. It's interesting that the guitar solo, where we usually think of these sort of like wailing guitar lines, it's very sort of, as I say, simple. It kind of has this feeling that you could almost sing along to the guitar line as well. You could air guitar along to it. It very much is more about sort of pulling this, you know, pulling at your heartstrings more than it is about twiddling in your face. See what I mean there? That's obviously that guitar solo is more about a sort of a rousing melody than it is about soloing. And this is kind of what I mean. This is a song that I've said this about a few songs recently, but this is obviously Perfume, as they are legends of the genre, kind of doing this at its best example, which is doing something simple but putting all the right parts in the right place so that you end up with something that's far greater than the sum of its parts. I really enjoyed this from a musical standpoint. I will circle back around to the video again. The video was superbly directed because it's a fairly slow moving song. You didn't need a super fast cutting video, but I like the fact that they kept it quite active. You know, we had that kind of comical dance fighting thing here. I love the little bit here where she's sort of like doing the little neck dodge. That's amazing. That's cool. The way that's all sort of choreographed in, and then the effects people have worked with that's brilliant. Just the whole video, it's quirky, it's fun, it's silly enough to kind of give itself a little bit of charm. Again, in that kind of 80s old school sci-fi vibe as well. It's got a good element of charm to it. But at the same time, it still delivers something that sort of moves along well. The video does cut and move along well. It's got lots of visual interest. You see the frames are changing. Each scene's changing quick enough that you can kind of take it in, but it's still not sort of lingering so long as to get boring, which, you know, it's great. The video is really sort of listening to the song and moving with the song at a nice pace. And like I say, it's got a little bit of really good quality visual storytelling, which is just kind of fun. Even though I don't really know what's going on and why, you can tell basically what's happening in this video, even without context. So for me, this was an example. And oh yeah, I really want to know who this woman is. Do you know what? I feel like I should know. It's almost like I look at her face and I recognize her face, and I wonder, do I recognize her face just because I feel like I should recognize her face, or do I actually recognize her face? But I feel like I definitely recognize her face, and that's really bugging me. Who is she? I should know this. And is this I could just go back and watch the previous video, but I kind of feel like you guys are going to jump into the comments and tell me anyway. So tell me how this connects to the previous video. And probably after I upload this, I'm probably going to go back and watch the video before again, just so I can enjoy the connection. But anyway, there you go. Those are my thoughts. As always, get in the comments. Tell me what you think. This was really fun. I like this. It was heartwarming, evocative, sonically interesting, but also simple, easy to take in pop music with a good vibe and a fun video with a unique feel to go with it. Great stuff. Perfume delivering. Get in the comments, tell me what you think, and until I hopefully see you very soon in Japan for the next one of these, for now, ciao ciao.